What's up, dude? Thanks for coming from Arizona for the podcast.
I came just for
this. The farthest person to ever come. The last one was Vegas. You're the longest commute time to do a podcast.
Oh, it's just because you mean so much to me.
You know, I can't get people to come from like the plaza. You're coming from Arizona.
Yeah, baby.
Boy. How you liking Arizona?
I mean, I love it when it's not as hot, but when it's hot, it's miserable.
So you're miserable right now.
Right now, I'm absolutely miserable. That's why I'm here.
Oh, well, it's when
the
it's
podcast and escape the heat.
When it's 120 every day.
Yeah, it's you walk outside and you're like, get me back inside, because I don't even like walking to my car.
Did your car have auto start, or you turn the air on, or no?
No,
Oh,
I'm not balling like that
dude,
yet.
sorry.
Dog.
Get on that, dude.
But I do have air conditioned seats. So
Woo! That's clutch.
Mm-hmm.
I set up my app finally to be able to turn my car on. Now it's getting hot. I need the AC running.
This is the range.
Yeah.
Hey,
dude, I fucking smoked a curb yesterday and scratched my rim.
Was it you or was it your girl?
That was my fault. I came in so hot and boom! I can't believe I didn't pop the tire. Actually, I hit it so hard. I don't know what I was thinking.
Hit the curb going 80.
I was distracted, and then I'll tell you what, commuting sucks, dude. You know,
yeah, because you moved to Rancho.
Oh,
that
dude.
Sucks, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I can see how people rearing people.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta really pay attention.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yesterday, I was driving up home. And I saw, like, in the distance, like, people are, like, braking and turning off. And I was like, I was like, I knew my car could brake in time. But I look at my rear view, and it's, like, this young kid, no offense, and not the greatest car. And I'm like, oh, he's going to smoke me.
Oh, yeah.
And we stop, and then I look back, and you could just see him, like,
wide-eyed.
Like, he totally thought he was hitting me. And I was like, here we go.
That's one thing I will say, living outside of California for the first time, like, it's so populated here, and the traffic in Arizona, it takes me 15 minutes to go anywhere, and here it's like minimum 30, no matter how far the distance.
Doesn't matter where you're going.
Yeah, it's like, so that's nice, but
other than that, yeah,
it's you can't beat the weather,
dude. I like Phoenix, but I like Scottsdale. I've been there a lot. It's just like that. It's just so miserable.
Yeah.
And then you have the storms come through, the dust storms. Have you had one of those yet?
Oh,
no?
yeah. Yeah. Those were insane. We have a glass door that surrounds our pool, and the maintenance guy was walking through there when a monsoon was coming, and it shattered.
Oh, really?
And it shattered like 4 times already.
Oh.
It's pretty nuts.
Dude, I swear, I feel like your apartment's like a reel on MTV.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like every time I see you posting videos at the pool, I'm like, oh my God.
It's a party pool for sure. Like every Saturday, Sunday.
See, that's the problem. I couldn't even live in a place like that. They'd be like, who's the old dude at the pool?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, not even.
They're like, who's the 35-year-old dude at the pool?
Dude, everyone would be all over you.
I don't think so. Yeah. Like I always tell my girlfriend, you're the only one that wants me. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's not true.
How's training going out there?
So it's mostly online, and in-person training. I want to do it, and then I'm like, I don't want to do it at the same time, just because online is where it's at. You know what I mean?
The hard part about in-person is like you have multiple factors. I think you have like drive time, then you have to show up, and then what if that person's not on time?
Yeah. And
then you have gaps, and then you're stuck at the gym.
Well, and then it's like you can only serve so many people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And group training is good, but at the same time, like, I'm tied to their results, and I know group training doesn't provide the most value for them. So it's like, I need to create a individualized program for you. How do I do that with 3 different body types, 3 different goals, and 3 different like motivation types? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm more the one-on-one, individualized, custom coaching program, custom diet, custom lifestyle stuff, custom supplement protocol. So
why did you have to? I swear, there's something wrong with us. We picked 2 industries that everyone thinks it's super easy, but it's really super difficult.
Yeah,
like everyone wants to be a personal trainer, everyone wants to be a real estate agent.
It's because of Instagram. Like Instagram, the dudes who have millions of followers, they post like one thing, and because they're jacked, everyone buys their program. But then now people, I think, are seeing like, okay, everyone's on steroids. Like literally everyone.
I don't think people process like how many people are on drugs.
Yeah, and women too.
Tons of women are on drugs. Like I don't think people realize like when they're working out natural, unless you're a genetic freak, which we know a few of them, unless you're a genetic freak, you're on drugs.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know?
And it's like, it's kind of a good business model, in my opinion, where you work out all day, take drugs, look amazing, sell a program for $100, and 10,000 people buy it. Boom.
I think that's something maybe when I was like maybe in my early 20s, I didn't know. And this was like early 2006 to 7, so YouTube wasn't as big. Like, oh, I could go do 5 sets of 15 reps. And then like now that I think about it, it's like, well, yeah, that guy's on roids. Mm-hmm. That's why he's able to do that workout like, why are we even following bodybuilders or Instagram models workouts when it's like, unless you're juiced up. Here's my thing. It's also very difficult.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you still got to train and have your diet on point and whatever, but you're definitely benefiting.
100%. Like, I don't want to take away from their success because it's still hard no matter what. But at the same time, like, for the average person who has a full-time job, who has stress in their life, like, that doesn't just have to worry about going to the gym, it's just unrealistic. Like, I was victim to this when I was, like, 17. I bought... what's his name? Brad Castleberry.
Oh, yeah.
I bought one of his programs for $60, and it was the most basic shit. It's just four sets of 10 to 12 on a bunch of random exercises. And I was just like, interesting. And then looking back now, I'm like, I mean, it's a good business model.
Especially because it's so cheap.
Oh, yeah. It costs you nothing to make, and then it's all profit.
Yeah.
It's 99%. Or basically 100% margins.
And then and then you have people shouting out their natty, and it's like, bro, come on, stop.
Yeah, you know.
And then the thing is too, like you were just saying, like, it's so I remember I was talking to a girl a long time ago, and she did a few shows. She was like a personal trainer, did a few shows, and she's like, why don't you do a show? And I was like, I couldn't. I mean, I could, but I was like, I can't. She's like, why? I'm like, because I don't want to get to the point in prep where I'm so tired and so drained and I have no carbs and then try to go and do a listing of presentation.
Exactly.
And where I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I have a life.
Yeah. And that's where...
Or bringing my food in Tupperware at a lunch meeting.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's where I saw the opportunity is like, why not help business people get in shape? You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of going towards now, just because... It's easier than people think, and they see the people who are competing, and they're like, oh, I want that, but I have to do this, and this. And I'm like, no, you really don't, and you could create a custom plan for you and your life. So that's where I kind of steered towards.
I think it's a I just don't think people are realistic on, like, what actually, like, I want to be single digit body fat. I'm like, you know how many people are really single digit? Very few.
Yeah. And they're only there for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then
that's the other thing that sucks about social media is, one, everything's photoshopped, and two, like, those photos might be all taken in a span of 2 weeks or a week or a day.
Yeah.
Where they just like do tons of different outfits. I think actually who did I saw that who was talking about that the other day, but not in fitness. It was in motocross. I was listening to Twitch's YouTube video. He's like, oh yeah, back in the day, he's like, I used to do this contest, and then I'd go ride for one whole week with like 10 different gears, and I would take as many videos and photos as possible, and then I just stopped riding for like 3 months. But everyone thought I rode every day, and my sponsors thought I was promoting new product, but I all did that in 1 week, and then I didn't touch the bike for 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get bamboozled, baby.
I know, man. The internet's tough, but but the same thing happens in entrepreneurship or real estate stuff or whatever. It's like, I don't think people realize, like, to lease or to rent a Lambo for a day is only like $2,000, and but then you post 1 million photos with, like, you take 1 million photos with a rented Lambo, and then people think you're super successful.
True, yeah.
And then you sell a coaching program to these people. Do you want a Lambo? And sadly, they don't even own the Lambo.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
and then they get rich off the program that's fake, and then it makes them even more like that Andrew Tate guy.
Yeah.
He just got banned too.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, that dude's pretty nuts. I've seen some of his
but he was making like, I don't want to say, I think it was, my numbers are way off, but it was $5 million a month off his university.
Yeah. I mean, he said he had like 100,000 people at $50. Like,
yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
And he just yells out nonsense.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love it.
He's so polarizing, and that's usually what works.
Definitely. You know? So for you, how's the coaching programs going?
So the coaching,
they take a lot of work.
So good ones do. And then, the ones that we did, you and Joel, they're going good. I am redoing them, though.
Yeah.
Just because the Blitz program that I had for the 4-week one is way too hard. Way too hard.
I told you.
Yeah.
I literally, that leg stuff.
Not yours.
That was awful.
That's a good program.
Dude.
That's still a good program.
Was awful. Like, literally, my legs were dead.
Yeah. Well, okay. So part of it, the difference between beginner, intermediate, advanced, right?
I'm a beginner.
No, you're not.
Now I am.
No, you're not.
I've gone backwards.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Yeah.
But so let's say a beginner can actually do more stuff than an advanced person, just because the advanced person is better at contracting their muscles. So it's harder for the advanced to do the exact same number of reps.
Because they have more muscle. They have more muscle control.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're able to contract their fibers harder, so they get a better stimulus from less. And then the beginner needs to do more, so it's not going to be as fatiguing for them. So
but then the next day they wake up and they can't get out of bed.
Well, you never know. I feel like for that it's going to be pretty easy. And then I'm also kind of planning for them to not push themselves as hard as possible. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if they are, it's still going to be enough for them to recover from.
I think that's the hard part that I think is unmeasurable. Like, that's something I learned between me and you. Like, you have a level in your brain that can push 1 or 2 more reps that I just genetically don't have.
I don't think so. Because, no, because you could push yourself. I mean, the results you got, you can't.
For sure. But when we were lifting together, I felt like you could hit failure and push 1 or 2 more out past failure, where I feel like when I hit failure, I'm out. Like, it's like, fuck this, I'm done.
Yeah. Part of that.
But is that genetic? Is that mindset? I think
it's mindset, just because I'm like, yo, this is my job.
That's the other thing that I don't think people get. Even like this podcast or my making YouTube videos and training. Like, at the end of the day, it's like not my job. Mm-hmm. It is, but it's not. And so like, that's the hard part too. It's like, I wish I was so much farther along with certain media stuff, but it's like, it's technically
you gotta focus on
the thing that pays for all this.
Exactly. So 100%. And then with that, I'm willing to do stuff that normal people, or not normal people, but people who like have other jobs aren't willing to do. Like, I'm willing to weigh and measure my food. I'm willing to do extra cardio. I'm willing to do all this other stuff to get the results, because this is kind of my marketing billboard. You know what I mean? Right? So like, when I moved to Scottsdale, you
can't be a fat trainer.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you had some pretty crazy accolades, and there are some fat trainers.
If you could lift a lot of weight.
Yeah, the power lifters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I forgot where I was going.
You moved to Arizona.
So when I moved to Arizona, when I moved to Scottsdale, I was 216 pounds. I was big, I was strong, but at the same time, I was a little flubbery. Yeah. And being around everybody there, I was like, everyone here is gorgeous. Everyone here is beautiful. Like, I need to diet. Mm-hmm. So I've literally lost, I could just weigh in at 200 now. But I did a 8-week diet, got all the way down to 190 in 8 weeks. And then I was like, all right, it's time to like kind of maintain this. But I've been kind of dieting for the past 9 months since I moved there, just to get in shape and like everybody else.
Well, it probably also helps out there because it's so hot. Like, when it's hot outside, you don't feel like eating as much.
Well, I mean, speak for yourself.
I'm just saying, for me.
I mean, I go to Crumble twice a week. I eat 4 cookies. Like, shout out fucking the cookie company in Mission Grove.
Oh, you just went there?
Oh, yeah. They're so much better than Crumble. So much better than Crumble.
Yeah, I just love cookies in general.
Cookies are my favorite. But Crumble is so sweet. I feel like every time I eat a cookie, I'm going to get a cavity. But their cookies, they're pretty much the exact same, but they're way less sweet.
I don't like bump cake or anything but bump.
Yeah, nothing bundt cake.
Yeah, I went there. We got someone got me some yesterday, and they're good, but I can only have one. Yeah. I can't throw a box down.
Yeah, I'm not a big cake fan at all.
No, I think the biggest thing I've learned, it's just like being prepared. That's like the most important thing, and it's so easy to get off track from being prepared. Mm-hmm. Like, and then it's so easy to use excuses, like where you finally. It took us 3 weeks to move into a house, dude. It was ridiculous, but it's like, damn. This week was like, this week I have a lunch thing, and then this. It's like, all right, I got to go to Costco. I got to get my food. I got to make it.
Yeah.
You know?
And part of that, so I started coming up with like this nutritional layering system, right? Because I worked with this one girl in particular who I was like, damn, this girl is like all over the place, right? Eating wise, just like she was doing 3 different gigs, like 3 different jobs and all this stuff. And she was like, I'll prepare my food, but then something happens where I can't cook and I don't have anything prepared. And then I go out here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, we need to have like basically like a hierarchy or like a pyramid where it starts with your foundation, then move here, then move here, then boom, 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 and go up. And then basically when you aren't prepared, that's where you rely on. So I basically have like a hand portion method, and then I have like a food, like basically your protein, carbs, fat, boom, 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 like a food chart that you pick from. Mm-hmm. And then my individualized coaching is you basically pick like 3 or 4 of your favorite spots where they're always around, like where you want to go out to eat.
Yeah.
And then be like, all right, I'll help you come up with 3 meals where we basically, whatever place you go to, that's the meal you're going to get if we're doing this.
That's the big thing.
You know? And then people, they don't know when to have a cheat meal, or they cheat too much, or alcohol is a big one. And this is a tip that I came out with this new thing called the Bandit Basics. And for real estate agents, it's called the Ripped Realtor Code.
Oh, there you go.
And it's like completely free, and it's basically the 5 foundational things that we did when we were getting ripped, and then Joelle as well. And it's basically, one of the things is plan your meals.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, you wake up in the morning in real estate or in sales or any job where you have to make your own schedule. That's kind of a superpower for you. You make your own schedule so you can time when you're going to eat, okay? So let's say you have 3 meals a day. So over the course of the week, that's 21 meals, right? And if you're trying to burn fat and lose weight, you could basically say, hey, I can afford like 3 to 4 cheat meals where I can have whatever I want a week, and then schedule them in. Mm-hmm. And then that's a good way to be like, all right, like I'm going to have this and still like satisfy your cravings, but still stay on track.
That's the one thing I did notice. I had a salad yesterday. Very proud of myself. Brought a salad and chicken.
Attaboy.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's like you just your mouth just feels different after like the it's crazy, but like that insatiable, like you don't feel like you ate, but you're like, God, it sucked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then the funny part about it, it's just, it's like anything else. Like you got to get just used to it. But it's like, it's so easy to get off track, and it takes so hard to get. But that's anything in life.
And then it's just awareness too. It's like, all right, that was my cheat meal. I was looking forward to this. Boom. Now it's this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember when I knew I was going to cheat, I didn't eat breakfast because then I just cut down on the calories for the day.
That's portion control. That's the strategy.
Just knowing
yeah.
Especially if it was a big dinner, it's like, okay, like it would always be like no breakfast. Then lunch would be just protein. Mm-hmm. Especially if I knew the night was going to be high carbs. Like if I was going to go have pasta that night, it's like, okay, I'm going to blow all my carbs tonight.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good strategy. And it's basically just coming up with a strategy that works for you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is eating less.
It is funny how, dude, like I've been waking up like, I can tell when I eat really bad in a day. Mm-hmm. Like get like 3 slices of pizza for lunch and a cookie.
Hell yeah.
That happens pretty often, to be honest, right now.
Yeah.
But I wake up the next day like sore. Like the inflammation in your body, like I'd wake up, like even like today I ate clean yesterday. I woke up today and I was like, okay, like woke up at 4:30. But it's like if you eat just like 3 slices of pizza and a cookie, it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
So then you wonder why you're not motivated to work out. It's like you feel like crap.
Well, and I feel like it transfers to everything. Mm-hmm. If you feel good, you do good. Like. Yeah. So one of the reasons why I justify doing this is because it could make you better at your job.
Oh, 100% it does.
Like Joelle would tell me all the time when we were doing hers, she had more energy. She felt like she was working, like she was motivated when she was working. So not only was her efficiency higher, but she was able to work more.
Yeah.
So like, let's say I give you an hour more of energy a day. You could make what? With the new dialers, you can make 50 calls an hour.
First off, who dials? I don't. But it's true, like, or it's just honestly a schedule. Yeah. It just has that consistency, but it's funny now that I have, last time we did this, I was single, and now it's like I have a girlfriend. It's like you have to like consciously make the decisions to eat right, even though you have to be like, no, I can't have that. Yeah. I have like, yes, you're making that for the kids or whatever. I have to eat this. And most people don't know what healthy eating is. They just don't process how much fat and oils and how many calories are in items. They just don't understand.
100%.
And then, so they make something, you're like, that's not healthy.
Mm-hmm. And it's the mixture too.
Yeah.
So like,
oh, you're huge on that. This is what you preach on.
Yeah. I mean, so there's different levels to it, obviously. And when we were trying to get super lean. Most people don't try to get that way. They just want to feel healthy. They want to lose some fat. Yeah. Well,
I should have gone lower. Dude, I should have never. I don't know.
Well, you want to know the reason why I think we fucked up too?
What?
Well, number one, you're listening to two different people. Because remember peak week? Yeah, you're like, let's do Greg do sets. I'm like, dude, you've never done that before, and
you know what it was? I just wanted to do it. It was awesome. No, you know what really ruined me?
What?
New York. New York ruined me because I left to New York. Remember, right after Joelle, and I just went ham there.
Oh yeah.
I ate everything, and then when I came back, I just was off. Like I was like, I couldn't get back on track. Mm-hmm. That like 5 days in New York of eating everything in sight, you just don't process. And then then you kind of hit that wall, that frustrating wall where it's like, I'm losing more weight, but I don't feel like I'm getting leaner. Like, do I need to reverse diet out of this? And then I've learned that I have zero self-control when it comes to bulking in a clean fashion.
Okay, so
I have
you want to
zero
eat like bad food.
I always just use I'm bulking it. Like I have I've done it multiple times. I've gotten lean like that twice now. And every time we reverse diet out, I cannot control myself where I just don't go ham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I've noticed about you is you're the concept of extremes.
Yes.
So you're either all in or all out.
All out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And what I was going to tell you too, and what I've tried to tell you before,
no, I know,
is it's going to be harder and harder to lose weight. So, perfect example. Do you follow UFC, right? Yes. Patty the Batty.
No,
right?
I don't know that.
Okay, so Patty the Batty is like notorious now. He's like almost famous for it.
You gotta use it. Work the arm like this. Do the L.
What do I do?
You gotta do it like that. Bring that up. There you go.
Bam.
There you go.
There we go.
Just
nice.
like that.
Love that. Hey, I mean, I don't do this every day.
I know.
Right? But so Patty the Batty, right? He blows up to like 200 pounds and cuts down to 155. He could do that right now because he's younger.
Yeah.
But every single time it's going to be harder and harder and harder for him to do.
Why? Because you're genetic, or your body just used to carrying heavier.
So yes, and then there's this theory called body weight set point theory, right? So like when you lose weight, your body kind of wants to go back up to
your natural weight,
right? So what we usually do is diet down to the goal weight, try to maintain it for a little bit to get the new set point. Mm-hmm. Okay. So with him, every time he does that, it's just going to be harder and harder and harder because he can't stay there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then he's going to have to diet more aggressive. His
body wants to balloon back up to his normal weight.
Yeah. And then what gets you, in weight training, there's the program that gets you to benching 225 pounds is not going to be the program that gets you to benching 315.
Yeah, it's different.
Right? So you got to change. So he has to change every single time. He has to go more and more drastic every single time. So, I mean, hey, he's a professional. He might be able to do it, but it won't be surprising to me if he has trouble in the future doing it.
I think that's the thing that people don't realize that's kind of hard is like every single person I've learned, and I've noticed we all have like weights that our body wants to be at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, even though you said I shouldn't listen to him, but like that's what I learned from Greg. Like he's like, my body doesn't want to be this weight. Mm-hmm. It wants to be heavier. Like, so I have to focus on going leaner. Mm-hmm. But then there's guys that there's guys that sit at 8% body fat, no problem. He goes, I have to fight to stay around 10% body fat. Just like you.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Know what I mean?
I was not blessed with lean genetics.
Like for me, like I feel like I could eat, I could eat awful and not work out at all and still sit at 185.
Yeah.
Like, and not even move all day long.
So weight's just one part of the spectrum because if you've seen, like, so for me too, I'm 200 pounds right now and I look completely different from when I was 200 pounds like 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was 206 when I started my 8-week diet.
Yeah.
Right. And I look like a slob compared to what I look like now. And I'm only 6 pounds difference, but it looks like a 15.
Well, yeah, because it's lean muscle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, with that, it's mostly everyone has, I've noticed that everybody has a difference in how they maintain their muscle and kind of maintain their body fat, right? That homeostasis level. Because, like, some guys are just naturally muscular, like, from even with, like, little, like, from when they were young, they look like they had abs and, like, they're muscular,
yeah, they're just genetically gifted.
Yeah, I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
You were
know
skinny.
what I mean? Yeah, but as a little kid, I was one of the chubbiest kids on the basketball team. And then I, like, hit puberty and got super, super skinny, like a stick, like a skeleton. Someone called me a baby bird. And then now that I actually, like, was aware of it and I want to get muscular, I've been trying for the past 10 years to maintain my muscle. You know,
it's hard, man. It's very frustrating.
It's super frustrating, and with social media, it's like you compare yourself to others, and you just got to be like, you know what, this is me, and this is what works for me, and just try to find out what works for you and maintain and what makes you happy.
See, that's why I think that's why I get so annoyed that supplements in health is so still like a untalked about thing.
Supplements as far as like steroids? Or
yeah,
like
not like steroids. Like, I just think that's so funny. Like, I think that if that was more open and more done in a responsible way, that a lot of us more could live a healthier life on illegal supplements than we do now.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? Like, meaning like, hey, like, I'm 35, and if I just went like maybe 3 months ago, if I go to the doctors and ask to get my testosterone checked, they like ask me a million questions.
Why do you want
that?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you sure we don't, why, and all these things, right? And it's like, and then I've done this pretty, once a year, and it's like one day I'm at this level, and then the next time I'm at a very low level, and then it's like, oh, well, that makes sense why I'm feeling this way, but because it's in the natural range, the doctor doesn't even snuff at it, but it's like, dude, I was here, and now I'm here. Why is the range of testosterone is so big, but the range for my cholesterol is so small? Like, why? So it's like, we would all probably, like, let's be honest, America is not healthy. We're really not healthy. The food we eat today is not healthy. The food we eat, I mean, if you listen to some people, it raises men's estrogen levels, which then lowers our testosterone levels and all these things. So it's like, if this was more of not a thing that people would want to talk about more, even men from men, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, just hear that people aren't,
I think it's
HRT or TRT. It's like, oh, those are steroids and that, and it's like, okay, well, you're also on cholesterol medication and blood thinners, and you're also on some psych pills. What's the difference?
No, and so I think it's actually becoming more prevalent. Like, more plates, more dates on YouTube. Oh,
Derek.
Yeah, he talks about, or he has Merrick.
His videos are too long.
Yeah,
the videos are, dude, shorten them up a little bit.
And Merrick Health, though, he started it, and so that's where you can get your blood test done and get all that checked. Now, what I will say is, I don't like, because with like the bodybuilding culture and like, it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm on TRT. Well, TRT is actually like 5 milligrams per kilogram. You know what I mean? Like, the people who are doing 250 milligrams is not TRT. No. You know what I mean?
I know, that's what I like. Greg always says. He's like, 250 a week? I'm on 125.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're double. Exactly. You're doing double what I'm doing.
So, I think, get those checked, but we can almost repair your testosterone with just basic lifestyle intervention. And the reason why you kind of want to get it checked 3 times, just because, like, let's say you go to New York, you eat like shit, you don't sleep, you drink, you do some booger sugar. Yeah. Like, you're going to crash everything. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, let's wait. Let's do it maybe like a month of clean eating, working out, getting enough sleep. That's the biggest one.
Well, that's the problem. Is like, if you come off of like sleep, and sometimes I don't know about you, but sometimes I just don't sleep well.
Yeah.
Like, I go through, I feel like phases where there's certain phases where I'm waking up like every night in the middle of the night. And then some phases where 2 weeks I'll go where I don't wake up at all, but then the hard part is like, everyone I talk to is like up at 3:30 and in the gym by 4:30 and rides a pedal, and it's like, dude, I just don't have the energy level to be getting up at 3:30 every day, journaling, reading on the Peloton by 4:15, in the gym by 5:30. It's like, dude, how do you guys do this?
I think it's all bullshit, that whole morning routine. You got to be up at this, you got to be up at that. Because like the more and more you listen to everybody, they're all different, right? And so what does that tell us? That tells us that it kind of just works for them. You know what I mean?
Like, what's his name? Alec Mahosey? No, what's his name?
Alex Hormozy.
Yeah. He's like, making your bed, making my bed. I never made my bed for the last 10 years. It didn't not affect me becoming a millionaire.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, he's great. I met him in Scottsdale.
Oh, you just ran into him?
Yeah, he was at the Independence, and I was just like, I saw his the new CEO of Gym Launch, and I was like, oh, you work for Alex Hormozy's Gym Launch, and he's like, oh, yeah. And then they're right there, and I was like, oh, Alex and Layla.
I saw him speak in Vegas at the Grow With Video.
Mm-hmm.
Super smart guy.
Yeah, he's a genius.
He just breaks it down so simple, like makes it so simple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Super smart, super passionate. You can hear it in his voice. Like,
but you can tell, like, I love this one thing he said. He's like, if you want to have dinner with us, we have dinner at 6:00.
Yeah.
Like, sorry about your luck. If you want to go have dinner with me, I have dinner at 6.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's Friday, Saturday, Tuesday. We have dinner at 6:00 because then I'm done by 8. Then I roll down and I go to bed at 9 every night.
Yeah. And that's just my point is you got to do what works for you.
Too.
You know what I mean? And then I'm sure he went through years of just eating shit, not doing what he wants to do. But now that he's at that level, he's like, boom. Like, this is what I do. If you want to come to me, then you're going to have to abide by my rules. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. It's so funny how those people, and if you're really paying attention, how they like hack the game, that I think normal people just are so anti against it, and they wonder, like, it's so funny. Like, I go to that Grow With Video, and it's like every presenter on the stage, like the last 2 months have all been on each other's podcast. All have been on each other's social, and that's the thing I think a lot of normal people mess up. It's like, especially in our space, it's like, I'm not collaborating with anyone. I don't want to share the spotlight. I don't want to be on someone else's podcast. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to team up with that person. And then you look at like the super successful people, and it's like, they just spoke at an event, and it's like, okay, you're going to be on my podcast. Okay, you're going to be on my podcast. Great. Okay, you're going to be on my podcast. And it's like fun. You just watch it. It's like all of them just start... You know, it's like I even say, like the Kardashians. If it was just Kim, she wouldn't be as popular as the whole family. The family, her mom, all the other sisters, the other sister becoming, because it's more drama, more storylines, more all this stuff. It's like that's their popularity. But in normal life, it's like, I don't need anyone's help. I don't want to team up with her. I don't want to work in that person's shadow. It's like, then you wonder why you're still nothing.
Yeah. No free clout. You know what I mean?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I just don't. It's like something that, especially in the real estate space, that blows my mind. It's like, nope, I got this. I'm on my own. It's like, dude, you do 12 a year, and you think you got this all figured out, and you need no help, and it's like you are missing so much opportunity. It's unbelievable.
And the marketplace and everyone is so big that, you know, like I serve different people than another person serves.
Do you feel like you made that mistake back in the day? Because if everyone doesn't know, you were a real estate agent.
Oh, no, I just don't think I believed in what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to be convicted in what you're doing. You know, that's why I left. Because, I mean, I do like not investing because I haven't bought a property yet. But I got into real estate to kind of learn the investment side, not to help people buy and sell homes. You know? And so I was like, yeah, sell your house, but buy. I was like, you guys are 25 years old. Why the fuck do you want to buy a house? You know, like, you know? So that's part of the reason why I was just like, I was never like, you know what?
And it's hard, dude. It's so hard when you're young. Even me sometimes when I'm like 35, it's like, you know, I'm competing against agents that are 65. And it's like, dude, you've been a realtor longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so then it's like, then I have to almost give myself grace where I'm like, well, yeah, that person does a few more deals a year for me, but they've been doing it for my whole life. Since the day I was born, I know realtors that the day I was born, they were already in real estate.
Oh, yeah.
And then I wonder why. It's like all the years.
Riverside.
Especially Riverside. Yeah. That's why I freaking hate, that's why I hate all the people that like Murrieta, Temecula. It's like, dude, it wasn't even a town when we were kids. Like, you know, for me, it's like, I'm like, I'm competing against generational realtors where their grandparents were realtors in Riverside, and their parents were realtors, and now they're realtors.
Their kids, yeah,
Dude.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then their kids are now starting to get their real estate license.
Yep. Yeah, Riverside's a interesting city.
It's so like cliquey, dude.
Yeah. But hey,
it's like
hometown, baby.
That's why I don't go to the Chambers events, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're too old for me, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone in those rooms.
True.
So moving forward, what's the plan?
Okay, well, so I'm launching a new online coaching program. Not program, but basically I'm revamping my online coaching.
Got it.
Okay. And we're launching Labor Day. I'm only helping moms in the real estate industry who want to lose 10 to 20 pounds of body fat in 90 days without starving themselves and without spending long hours in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically who I'm going after. I had so much success with Joelle, and you too. So it's not only towards women, but that's who I think my specialty is in. And that's where we're going with it. So anyone who's interested in it,
do you think women are easier than men when it comes to training?
No. I think.
But goals wise, like most women just want to look skinny.
Yeah.
Men want to be shredded, jacked.
Yeah. I think women are very emotional. They're very, they got a lot more going on with their body, and it's very psychological for them. So you have to talk to them and basically find out their real desire and then talk them down from a ledge more often and be more communicative. So with me, accountability is huge, right? Even with you, you're texting me every single day, all of your meals, but I'm super responsive. Yeah, not right now, but super responsive.
I don't want people to think this is you, this product.
Hey, you still look great, man. You still look great.
And though my genetics, I will always be t-shirt skinny.
Mm-hmm,
I never put fat in my arms or my face or my neck or my chest or my shoulder. I will always have collarbones.
Yeah.
My collarbones will always stick out.
Yeah, those are hot.
But if you get around the stomach area, you get on that back fat,
little muffin top,
bro, it comes out this way. You know what I mean? Continue, sir.
And I think the most important thing, just to speak on that too, is so that we were talking about the all or nothing mentality. Yeah. It's really finding something that you can sustain for forever.
Yeah.
What I like, and the reason why I have that 4-week blitz program is there are times where you can just go ham and just all or nothing for a little sprint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's say you want to go on vacation. You're all right, 6 weeks, I'm going all in, But then on vacation,
I'm going to get loaded.
Exactly.
I got one coming up in 3 weeks. That's why I think I'm kind of dragging my feet because I'm like, what's the point?
Oh, really?
I'm going to Mexico in 3 weeks, all inclusive.
Yeah.
So it's I'm like, if I start now, I'm just going to go get heavy. You know what I mean?
Because that's the thing you got to watch out for too is... So you're going to crash diet for 3 weeks, but then your metabolism is going to drop and then boom.
Yeah, then you I think that's why New York fucked me up so much because I just came off. I was used to 1,400 calories a day. Mm-hmm. I was probably putting down 4,000 at least. I was having double dinners.
Yeah.
It was the worst. But then I justified
pasta, pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was eating slices. I was getting slices by the dollar. You know what I mean? I would just. And then. But I was justifying it because I was like, well, I walked 47,000 steps today.
Yeah.
But it's just not the same.
It's not the same, yeah. It's really hard to outwork a extremely bad diet.
And
just by walking.
And I walk so much already that we've had this. I'm like, dude, I bang out 15,000 steps a day, but I think, like you said, your body's that's the norm now.
Yeah, your boy, Dosette is just progressive overload, make it harder than harder than last time. So if
he's
you're
my
average,
boy.
If you're average at 15,000, you're gonna go up to 17. No, you're gonna have to do.
That's
cardio.
The thing I hate about working out. That's the most frustrating part. It's can I just maintain? But no, you have to.
No, you can. You're
just not gonna grow. You're not gonna get better.
Exactly. Well, it's you got to set a goal, and then once you reach that goal, it's all right. Now what? It's do you want to maintain?
Yeah.
All right, let's find our maintenance. Boom. And then do you want to lose more? Boom. It's you can't sprint to losing 60 pounds.
Yeah.
That's going to be a marathon. It took you 4 or 5 years to put that weight on. It's going to take you a little bit to get it off. You know what I mean?
I think, but it's I don't know. It's all about for me, it's a consistency, and that's what I'm struggling with right now. It's just consistent life. I'm very anal. The one thing is, I noticed I need a new table. It was so much easier doing it alone. I could go to bed.
Like with their relationship?
I could go to bed whenever I want. Like last night, she's like, "You want to watch a movie?" And I'm like, "I don't want to go to bed at 9, but I guess so." I watched Purple Heart last night. It was a great movie.
I've never even heard of it.
It's on Netflix.
Nice. I'll
Bro,
give it a go.
trust me. Get a girl. You can watch that movie with her. She's good.
One of the biggest things is what I ask is, who's your support system?
Yeah.
Do they know you're struggling with this?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then, two, it's like, so big thing with working with moms is like feeding their kids.
Yeah.
You know? So I basically have over 500 recipes that are like kid friendly. You know what I mean? And like, I've sent these to you, like the sweets.
Yeah.
And like you make sweets, you can make like cookie pizza or like pizzas that have better ingredients in them and also better calories, protein, yada, yada, yada. So it's like, yeah, you got to make it, but at the same time, like, how important are your goals? You know what I mean?
Well,
you have to take some personal responsibility at some point.
I think that, but then too, like, should our kids be eating the crap they eat, dude?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's why.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like as parents, maybe that's something we need to start. We all know what we eat is terrible, so maybe teaching your kids how to eat healthier. Yeah.
Or just like, all right, if you have soda, you got to go play. You know, like, remember recess? Like back in the day, like I would go play kickball and like do a bunch of stuff, like run around, play basketball.
Yeah.
Like,
if I have to hear one more person tell me that Diet Coke is bad for me, I'm gonna kill him. Yeah. It is, but drinking your Coke's even worse.
Oh yeah, I mean Diet Coke is 0 calorie. You
know
what I mean? What's the alternative?
If I have to hear it causes cancer one more time, stop.
The devil's in the dosage, too. Not maybe, there's aspartame. I'm like, there's aspartame in a lot of whole foods, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like the devil's in the dose. So, and that's like, so with like carnivore and like veganism and like, look, I think your diets should be cyclical. Like, if you think about it, like back in the day, winter, if you were a vegan, you're probably dead. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can survive on a lot of different types of diets, and then like it's really comes down to personality type too, because if you're like me, I don't like doing the exact same training all year round. You know what I mean? I like to do strength training, or I like to do just straight hypertrophy, or I like to do like conditioning work, you know what I mean? Play sports. So it's like same thing goes with diets. Like I get tired of some foods, and I get tired of eating a lot. I get tired of not eating a lot. You know, and if someone told me, Zach, if you eat a vegan diet, you will live 2 years more than you would. Yeah, no,
I don't like. There's no way I can do keto because I'm not a big. I'm not a big high fat guy. I like carbs.
Yeah.
I can handle no fat and carbs over tons of fats.
Yeah,
I just can't. Carbs are my game. I just don't like fats that much.
Yeah. I like carbs. I like fat. I just love food, dude. I love food. Like
I love to eat.
It's crazy.
I think that's the thing too. Like that's like what people don't get. It's like you also love to eat.
Yeah.
It's like I always tell people like with work. Like it's like I don't want to work every day, or have 2 phones, or have payroll every month, or have the expense of this podcast room, but you kind of have to do it if you want to get where you want to get. So it's like I think that's a society problem in general.
Yeah, there's a mentor that I had. He's gone now, but he wrote an article called "The Myth of Discipline," and where discipline's a myth. Like you don't have to be disciplined. It's just like what are your priorities? You're gonna do what you want to do in life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And if you really want this goal, you're gonna do the things that are gonna get you there.
Yeah.
So there's really there's no one to blame but yourself. And like one of the funny things he would always say is like, everything you put in your mouth is a choice. Like I don't remember flipping on the news and ever seeing that somebody got mugged by a box of donuts. You know what I mean? Like everything that you put in your mouth is your choice.
Well, and I think it goes back to like lack of being prepared. I think that's everyone's issue. It's like I know myself. If I have healthy food in the fridge, I would eat it. But to be like, oh, I'm starving right now. What, like, dude?
That's why the nutritional layering system, I'm like, that is
you gotta have go-to meals.
Because, like, well, just 2 is like, all right, like, I want this, I don't have this, let me rely on the layering system. Like, oh, I need my basics, boom, boom, boom. Okay, I can have this. It's easy money. You know what I mean? And then my portion sizes are all with my hands. Bam, bam, bam. Boom, done. Cool. And then, like, all right, if I'm out and about, there's my 4 spots. I usually get this meal. That's where I'm going to get.
Yeah, I think Chipotle is not a good place for people to go. Because everyone gets way too much food there.
Yeah.
And the chips and guac, you're done.
Yeah. Just being like, you know what? I'm in a fat loss phase right now. I'm gonna skip a couple ingredients. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna have my meal foundation. You know what I mean?
Is it frustrating for you as a trainer to like be training someone and then they're not getting the results because they're not putting the effort and they blame you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would frustrate everybody. You know what I mean?
Do you take it personal?
I don't take it personal anymore. I used to because I'm like, you're tied to me. When you are my client, your results are tied to me, and I want you to get I almost want them to get results more than they want to get results.
Yeah,
just because I'm like, fuck yeah, like we did it.
Well, that I mean? And people, people are crazy. It's like then if I make you look good, then that means I'm gonna get possibly another client.
Yeah,
and then you're a happy client. It's like even in real estate, it's like I want to sell your house for top dollar.
Yeah,
because then I possibly get another person. No one wants to post on Instagram, I sold a house for $80,000 below asking price. Yeah. They want to say it was the opposite. Yeah. That's what I'm very interested to see in our world, in your old world. Now that I've been telling people this for the last 3 years. It's like, if all you ever do is post, if you ever post just sold a house for blank dollars over asking price, you cannot make that post anymore. So what are you gonna do?
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's a question I want to bring up to you. I'm gonna call you out on. When the heck are you going to? Why is Garrett? When the heck are you going to start making content, bro?
So I'm probably gonna hire somebody to videotape. Or not videotape, but do my editing. Just because, so I was doing it for a while there, but then it was like, okay, that was my full-time job.
Hello, I know.
So like, yeah, it comes back to what you're saying is like, all right, I'm just going to outsource it. And then two, I just got that coaching. So basically I was like, all right, we're setting up the back-end systems first before we go ham. So when we get that influx, I can actually handle it. So once
you're in a hard spot right now.
Yeah, just
you're in the spot that like people have to get through, and it's so hard for people to get through the spot that you're at right now.
I'm gonna do it. I know it. I can feel it. Like it's gonna happen.
It's like the first month of dieting and working out. It's like you see zero results and you're miserable.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I already know. I feel it in my loins.
Yeah, well.
But what were we talking about before that? The content. Yeah. It's just like the dollar amount scale. You know what I mean? I can go on Fiverr and be like, "Yo, here's my video. Can you just chop it up, put some whatever on it, some captions, and send it back to me?" My biggest thing is I was trying to video edit it. I didn't know how to, for the life of me, convert it into the Reels like dimensions or the TikTok dimensions or anything like that. And I'm like, I could put the captions on it, whatever. And then like shooting on my professional camera, then I would put it in the real dimension, and then it would come out just like.
Should have just shot on an iPhone.
That's what I started doing.
Dude, that's it. That's the thing. Every time I've done talks, probably in the last 3 months, I tell everyone, I'm like, you literally do not buy a camera.
Yeah, just use your iPhone.
Just use your iPhone. Mm-hmm. There's no reason, and that's something I had a come to Jesus moment on this show that I've been wanting to shoot for like literally 5 months, and I find every excuse not to do it. And one of the things was like, the guy that I'm coaching with shoots on an iPhone. Why do I need Adrian? If he can shoot on the iPhone, I can shoot on the iPhone. Mm-hmm. But same thing. I don't know why I always find a reason not to shoot those videos.
And I think it's more like the quality of what you're saying than actually.
The hard thing that people do not process that are getting into video content is that the algorithm plays such a big part in how many people see you, that it is the most frustrating thing in the world, that you could literally make a video more educated and more in-depth than a popular person, but because that person is popular, their video will get hundreds and thousands of views and you'll get like 20. I don't think people process that. I'm like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Okay, great. Well, get ready to make videos, unless they're like very crazy whatever attention videos, like realtors. I want to make a real estate video. Okay, good luck. Go make a realtor video and you're going to get 4 views. Same thing with you. Like fitness is such a popular thing. It's like you're competing against so many, and then when you're competing against someone like Andrew Tate, where he just says the most ridiculous things in the world, and that's getting all the views, and he's making a crap load of money, and you're like trying to make things that actually benefit people, and then you're like, no views. It's like, dude, it's
attention, or money follows attention.
Dude, it's like what was I gonna say? It's like I hate, like, I'll make a video. Nothing against my girlfriend, love her, but like the other day, someone videotaped us dancing in the kitchen. Yes, I dance in the kitchen.
I saw that.
I dance in the kitchen all the time.
You twirled her around. I was like, damn, this is a moment,
bro. I did that not for the gram. I didn't even know anyone was taping me. Anyway, so I shared it, and I got like 1,200 views on that one story, and I never get that many views. And then the next day, I posted like a legitimate real estate video that could save you money that you actually need to hear. 150 views, 200. I'm like,
yeah. I feel like a lot of like top content producers though say the exact same thing. They're like, the video that I just put zero effort into, like, just blows up, and I think it's all about just connection. You know,
well, I just think that that's
people will like what they connect to.
And I think it was off brand, and I think that caught a lot of people off guard for me. I mean, how often do I post something like that? Never. And then, you know, you personally know me, but a lot of people don't. Yeah. They would never think I'm that guy who dances in the kitchen. Exactly.
You're a sweetheart.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know this about me.
Uh-huh.
I know Jessica was like, I don't know if I'm happy you shared that. I'm like, why? She's like, I want to kind of keep you as a secret.
Bro, oh my God. Let's go into women's psychology.
Dude, she literally was like, I think she's happy that I don't post her.
Yeah.
Because those moments, if we posted more of those moments, she's like, I don't want...
Other women are going to see that you do that and want that for themselves, and then they're going to go after you.
Yes.
Like, so I did a photo shoot with...
I saw it, yeah.
And
that was crazy.
They were like, post it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And yeah, dude, like, it's crazy the amount of attention you get when you're with other women. Like, other women see that and they want that for themselves, and that's what they go after.
Oh yeah,
it's insane
for sure. I know, but then you know, it's not also like, it's just also the thing too is like, that's not reality, you know.
In a way, it is.
Not that like the moment in time, like that was just a moment in time, and I think too many people think that's like the next day we were like stressful day, running around, blah, blah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
every day.
Not every day. Yeah. And I think that's the hard part, is that we see this whatever, and it's like, dude, it's not, the moments you see on social media is not reality every day. It's just a moment in time. And I think that's something that you have to take every post. It's like, that's just a moment in time, bad or good. You see a video of someone hammered. That's just a moment in time that got captured.
Unless you live in Scottsdale.
But it's just a moment in time. And that person, that might be the only moment in time that's ever happened, but because you captured it and someone posted it, they think that's reality.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
I don't know.
But I feel like you guys have a good relationship.
We have a great relationship. Obviously, relationships are hard. I think it really helps. I think that most people should not date or get married in their 20s, in my opinion. I think I went through a 5-year relationship, got engaged. I was not the person I was when I was like 7 years ago. I wasn't mature enough that I am now. I don't communicate as well. I communicate way better. I have perspective. I'm not perfect, but I think that's the thing, that you're as you're young in your 20s, you're trying to handle life experiences that some people in their 30s and 40s and 50s, 60s can't handle, and you're trying to put the pressure on yourself to manage it when you don't know what you're doing anyway.
Yeah, I feel like the more and more I think about it, and the more and more like, okay, so I've had like 3 real relationships, and they've all ended, and I like reflect back on them, and I'm just like, I'm not the guy that I was in the beginning of that relationship.
Yeah.
And then as men too, so one thing I admire about you guys' relationship is she does her own thing.
Yeah.
She's independent. She's a strong woman. She makes her own money.
I want her to be.
Exactly. And I like that. And I think it's hard harder to find that now, especially being in your 20s, where you're a guy, you're trying to make it, like you're doing your business, yada, yada, yada. Like, you need to focus on yourself, and you can't really do that with a woman who needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Or just wants to be taken care of. And it's hard to find them, because the women that are like grinding and like have their own independence, because they're independent. They're not like at the bars all the time. You know what I mean?
Or posting on social all the time.
Exactly.
And I think it's hard now, especially because like the 25-year-old who, because of Instagram, just goes and dates the 40-year-old dude that has already made it.
Established.
He's established. Mm-hmm. And what I have learned, like in life, when you, like, it's hard when you're still trying to figure stuff out. And like even myself, like I'm established as a real estate agent now, and I have a company and whatever. But if you take me 4 years ago, like I wouldn't have been able to be in a serious relationship, because like I wasn't secure in my life. And then you're stressing, and then that stress takes on more things, and then you're financially stressed, and then, you know what I mean? And then it's like, that's the thing, it just compounds. And it's like, instead of taking the time to work on yourself, men and women, and create a career, like I tell every woman, if any advice I could give to any woman, it's like, dude, build yourself, make your own money, because that gives you all the power. Make your own money.
It's almost more attractive to where you want to take care of them more too, and you want to actually like do nice stuff.
Well, you treat them better. I'm sorry, but it's true. You treat them better because you know they can leave. Mm-hmm. Every time you see someone in a terrible relationship, and people go like, why doesn't she just leave? She has no money. Maybe they have kids together, has no job, never had a job, never paid rent, doesn't know how to pay bills, has no support system, has no friends, and they just stay. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's the thing, is like the moment you make your own money and have your own career, you take the power away from whoever you're. It's like, all right, well, you treat me terribly, okay. You cheat on me, I'm out. You know what I mean? It's just.
And it creates more of a team aspect, like that's what I value.
Yeah, because you're both working towards something, and you guys both respect hard work. It's like you can't be with someone who doesn't respect money if you're trying to save and make money. Mm-hmm. Like if they don't know how much work it takes to spend $1,000 on something, then what? Then they don't appreciate the 2 hours or 3 hours you got to put into to get that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's like why kids don't understand anything. They're just like, oh, well, buy me a Switch.
Yeah.
Well, that Switch is $700. Do you know how long I have to work to make $700?
Yeah.
You know? And then you break it or you lose it. And it's like, okay, well, you know?
And just, it goes back to focus on yourself when you're young, so you can become the person that actually can bring value to a different person's life.
Yeah.
Because if you're still figuring out yourself, how are you going to have a good relationship?
And then you have kids, and then you can't even help your kids out because you never took the time to learn. Read a book. Like, like I was with someone this weekend. He's 22, and he's Jessica's stepson, and he lives, and we were talking, and I was just like having like conversations that we have. And he's like, all right, like, and I said, dude, I just read a lot. I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of things that help me with my mental state. And I said, the issue is that people don't want to take the time to learn this stuff, to have these conversations. And that's why everything's so surface. Everything is just like, who won the game last week? Oh, that chick's hot on Instagram. Oh, dude, you want to go to the bar this weekend? Like, those are the things, because those are instant conversations. Right. It's not like, when you try to have an in-depth conversation with someone on another level, they're intimidated by even thinking about it because they don't want to go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. And confrontation scares a lot of people, and you got to confront yourself when you're like not at the place you want to be.
And that's okay too. Like, we ain't fucking perfect, dude. I told him, like, I'm fat right now, in my opinion, And it's also hard when you are not on the spectrum. Am I obese? No. So when I say I'm so fat right now, people are like, oh, okay, Adam.
Relative to what you want to be.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Or successful. Yeah. Like I say some numbers to some people, and they're like, oh my God, that's so much money, or how did you spend that much money? But then it's like when you're in the room of people being like, yeah, I just spent $500,000 on that, or I just spent $100,000 on that, or I just made a $2.3 million this year, and you're like, dang, like I'm not.
Yeah,
but that's also a dangerous thing to go down, because then you become so like not happy, because it's like, but in the big scheme of things, you're actually kind of doing all right.
Yeah, just comparing yourselves to other people's position is a slippery slope. It could work towards your favor, or it could ruin you.
And especially if you don't know all the back facts, meaning like going back to fitness, like genetically that person's probably very gifted. They're also on
taking a gram of Tren. You know
yeah, and he's taking Tren, or he's taking this, or you know what I mean? That's all he does. Like that person, all he does is work out all day because his mom and dad are really rich and they pay all his bills, and you know, like compared to the guy that's like not genetically gifted, doing it natural, working 2 different jobs. His testosterone's crashing because he's stressed out and he has no money and he has to eat. You know, he's trying to eat clean, but the $2 cheeseburger at McDonald's is a lot cheaper than going to buy, especially now, going to go buy that chicken breast. Dude, I bought a chicken breast the other day for like it was $7 a pound. I was like,
"Geez, where'd you go?"
Ralph's. It was brutal.
Don't go to Ralph's, bro.
Dude. Got Costco.
Costco's still relatively cheap. Like I spend maybe $275 and it lasts me a month.
Yeah,
lasts me a whole month.
My problem is I get too much Diet Coke that costs me a lot of money.
I feel like it's cheap.
Dude, I get cases, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I go through so much Diet Coke because it kills my appetite.
Yeah,
that black coffee.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, anyways, man, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you. You know, I learned a lot from you. The one thing that does suck is like my advice. If certain people can handle online training and some people have to handle in-person training. The hard part is you have to be so careful who your trainer is, because they're just same thing really. It's so easy to become a trainer, and just because someone's good looking or in shape doesn't make them a great trainer.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and the quality, if you're looking for an online coach, look for the results that they produce. It's pretty easy. And then, I mean, but those could be those could be Photoshop.
I would say my best advice, and you could quote me or not, is like in anything, work with someone that you know has worked with that person if you trust that person.
Yeah.
So if you know someone that you trust and they worked with that person and they got good results, then work with that person.
Yeah, and just schedule a call too. You know, if they're not offering like a discovery call or something like that, like just to like talk about stuff, then it's probably not for you.
And cheaper is never better.
Yeah, cheaper is never better, because it's almost a reflection on how much you value yourself too, though. You know what I mean?
You don't want to invest the money.
Yeah, if you're like, oh, like I don't want to, I'm only wanting to pay $200 a month. Like, well, that's telling me that you only value your health at $200 a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's not going to be forever. You know?
Yeah.
Like my 90-day program is 90 days. You know, and then after that, we can come up with a plan that now you know the basics, you know the nutritional layering system, you know how to work out, blah blah blah. All that, then it becomes where it's like it's maintenance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've learned my thing is accountability. Like that, when we did our thing, I had to be there, and we had like an end goal that had to be accountable to you.
Yeah.
For me, I've learned accountability in all aspects. I think if you're struggling with reaching some goal, you don't have the right accountability partner or accountability thing around you.
That, and then setting the right goal too, you know, because if you're like, let's say like a fish having the goal to fly,
no,
you know, like,
so a realistic goal.
Yeah.
But I think accountability, I mean, that's the other thing too. I don't think also people, it's like the levels that you have to take to be Chris Bumstead or something. Like, do you realize what goes into that?
That's 15 plus years, you know, like,
it's
crazy.
Of like not missing meals, doing drugs. But I don't think Chris does. And that's the other thing too. More drugs is only that. I know Chris, like the reason why people don't realize why, and if you don't know bodybuilding, then this doesn't mean anything. But like Bumstead stays in his group,
lane,
in his lane, because more drugs don't make him better.
And he has really quality training.
Yeah.
You know, like there's 4 pillars that every quality program is based off of. My opinion, number 1 is lifestyle, because like you said, sleep is so important, because if you get shitty sleep, you're more likely to crave shittier food. You're not going to have energy to work out. And those 2 things right there just put you on the fast track to not being
and it kills your
healthy.
testosterone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So lifestyle factors, then nutrition, then training, and then like supplementation to help you. So, and not supplementation, but accountability. Those are the 4 pillars that I base all my stuff off. And I think that's what everybody needs. Everybody, no matter who you are.
I think lifestyle is the number one thing. Because I think that's the biggest thing is like if you're wanting a goal and your lifestyle doesn't fit that goal, like change your life or just accept that your life's at. I think that's the hard part in anything. It's like you woke up and you're in this spot. You didn't just wake up yesterday and put yourself in the spot. Like you've been making a lot of bad decisions for a long time. I think that's why I kind of struggle with certain charities. It's like, dude, you made 1,000 bad decisions to be in this spot right now, not just one.
Yeah.
Like you didn't just wake up like you said, like you put 60 pounds on not in one day.
Yeah.
It took you a very, very, and I mean, especially the people that are like massively obese, like that takes a lot of work.
Yeah. And yeah, it takes a lot of years to keep going, and then it's going to take some time to get it down.
Yeah.
But you can do it, and you just got to keep going.
Calories in, calories out. Allegedly.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, that's simple, right? Guys, if you want a personal trainer, my boy, hit him up. He makes great programs. Obviously, not right now, but I've known he has a program on my phone right now. I just haven't used it. And it's honestly, I'm an excuse maker. I'm blaming Mexico. I'm literally blaming Mexico. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I feel like if I'm like, there's too much time. Anyway, so when I come back from Mexico,
Adam is when he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's off.
I think that's why I get pissed when I know I was exiting, but that's why when people are like, "Oh, what was it? Oh, bro, you should totally get a new habit or a new whatever." I'm like, bro, I don't even have enough time. Like, I don't need to add another hobby. Yeah. I haven't ridden my road bike in 3 months. Like, I'm not gonna add another hobby to sit. Like, let me just do real estate. I need this: real estate, family, golf, working out, mountain bikes. That's it. That's all I need.
I think you are, from an observation standpoint for you, is you're in a big like transition period, because I feel like you have so much going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like your priority is your business.
Yeah.
And so I think like right now you're like, that's it. And then try to find like the minimum effective way to put fitness or whatever.
Yeah. I think we're in the same spot right now. I'm just a little bit higher ahead of you. Like your spot is like video editing content, needing help for people to do that. I have that. Mine is like, I need a COO.
Yeah.
Which is a good one's like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And I don't make that much money to put that on the books, even though that's what I really, really need, because I'm learning, like, I'm really not good at that stuff.
Would you say you're more visionary or like?
I'm all visionary.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I like doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I hate systems. I don't even use a CRM. I'm so terrible at that kind of stuff. Like, I like have ideas, but like I have ideas, but trying to take the time to learn how to do them. That's not my forte. I'm not smart enough. No lie. I'm just not the smart guy to like know how to build these systems. Yeah. But I could shoot a video about anything and make any video or do this or.
Yeah, you're really good off the fly.
But like to take the time to like, how do I build a CRM drip system? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't care.
So what you're saying is you need an operations manager.
Yeah, like, yes, I do.
So would you set a goal to be like, hey, at this time I kind of want to be able to afford an operations manager? That is the goal right now. An operation manager, and I need an in-house ISA. By when?
By the end of the year.
Okay.
But then the hard part is like right now, another issue I struggle with in my business is I never really coached before, and I just kind of am good at this. And I struggle with new agents because I don't buy leads because I think it's a waste of money. But I've never been a scripts guy. I just go do. And so when people come here are brand new and they don't fit, I'm not great at brand new agents. I think I'm better at like, you do 12 deals a year. I could take you from 12 to 24. Like, we can help you make content. Like, but the hard part what people don't realize is finding people that do 12 deals, and the 12 deal agent's the worst agent in the world because they do 12 deals. They really need a lot of help to get to 24, 36, 48 like I've done. but they don't want to give up any money or brand. It's like, nope, I can do this on my own. I don't want to give anyone money. I totally got this. But then they do 12 deals every single year, and they're the people that are like, I wish I could do more. And it's like, okay, well then pay me.
Yeah.
But they don't make enough money to give up the money. So that's their struggle, is that where it's like, I work at a 90-10. I can't give you 70-30, but I want all the experience and tips and the systems that you have, but I don't want to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my struggle.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. It's a weird place. And
how many agents do you have right now?
Kind of 2.
Okay.
You know, the other issue for me is like, what I do this in video, it's not the norm. If I was a cold caller, I could put you in front of a phone and say, hey, here's a script, call. But to put people on camera, it takes a certain someone to be on camera, and that's
Definitely,
very hard to find.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? But
if you were a brand new agent, how would you get started? Just content?
100%. Dude, if I was a brand new agent, I would do exactly what I did before, but I would just been way more organized. Like, I would literally DM every single person on Facebook, follow every person you freaking know, even if you don't really know them, DM them what you do, put them in a CRM, follow up with them, work double open houses every Saturday and Sunday in a neighborhood that everyone already knows you, like I did in Orange Crest, and spend the money on open house signs with your name on it. I don't care what company you work for. Put your name on it and work double open houses every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and that's it. That, hands down, you're trying to tell me if you have 2,000 followers that you know, or they kind of know you don't DM 2,000 people, not one person, what doesn't kind of know someone who's looking to buy and sell in the next 3 months? Of course. The problem is that as agents, it's uncontrollable. Like why teams don't want you doing business that way is because they don't have the control. And then all of a sudden, if you do 14 deals your first year and it's all your sphere, you're like, well, why am I giving someone 50%? And so they tell you, run down Zillow leads, run cold call, door knock, because that's the things that they're providing. And so then they go, well, yeah, you did 15 deals last year, but 10 of them came from the team. Well, yeah, because you're not focusing on your sphere. Sphere and meeting new people is the way you do more business. The problem is that most agents don't put out enough content for people to realize that they're real estate agents. And they don't put out content that goes, that person's different than that person. That's the issue. They go, oh, did you know that you didn't need 20% to buy a house? Yeah, no shit. Everyone knows that. You and 17 other billion agents are making that post.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Well, seems like you just found your coaching curriculum.
Dude, that's the other thing too. Like, I would love to build a coaching program. I just don't know how. 1, don't have the energy. 2, and then 3, you've had this happen to you. Dude, I'm totally down. Let's team up and do this. I'm down. And then you're like, okay, great, let's do it. And then
boom, gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, great. So are we doing this or not?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just so hard to find reliable business partners. Because it's pride. It's like, well, I don't want to give up,
Yeah.
But everyone that's super successful always has a good business partner. But then the people that are like here don't want to ever team up to get to here, and they don't realize like this is how you get to there.
Yeah. Do you have anyone in mind that you think you'd want to partner with?
No, not in Riverside. I just don't. I honestly probably need to find someone outside the industry, and I'd have to find someone completely different from me. There's no reason to find another person. There's no reason to find another person. And then it comes to a point, it's like, I really need to find a good back-end person that's not a realtor. But, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think people realize. And it's kind of hard because it's like, market's slowing down. Who knows where the market's going? Or price is going to crash. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to fire someone. So anyways, but
True.
Great talking to you, man. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. So
Tamale Factory, let's get it.
So anyways, appreciate you, dude. Make sure my boy, hit him up. It obviously works. Proven. It's a proven thing. It's hard. Trust me, when you really know what's going on in the social media world and the YouTube world when it comes to fitness, you'll realize how many people are actually really phonies. And I don't think too many people realize it's not just steroids. It's SARMs. It's insulin. There's so many drugs out there that you don't realize people are on. and that makes them look good. So, all right, man. Thanks. Till next time.
Thanks for having me.
See you guys later.
Peace.
Woo!